Alright, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and the artists of Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from. And I'd like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. And today I just want to go, into this post I seen, and the title reads Lab-Grown Meats. It's like lab-grown meat gets approved by the FDA for the first time ever. So, I'm just going to read this article. I'll bring out a couple of scriptures. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, straight to the point. And it says, lab-grown meat has been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's safety stamp of approval for the first time. The decision deems lab-grown chicken cultivated by Upside Foods safe to eat, although it is not yet approved for sale. The FDA on Wednesday announced that it has elevated the information submitted to the agency. It has no further questions at this time about the firm safety conclusion. Upside Foods uses animal cell culture technology to take living cells from chickens and grows those cells in a controlled environment to make cultured animal cell food instead of using traditional slaughterhouse practices, according to CNET. And yes, this is pretty much what Esau Edom is pushing, because of the famine that is looming, here in the United States. Because as the price of food is going up, they're going to try to push people to get this lab grown meat, and I'm gonna go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4. In verse 13, and it says, "And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their bread, eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them." And yes, pretty much, the foods that we eat. The foods that we're eating here in America, is processed. Esau Edom has defiled, pretty much defiled everything on the earth. Food and water being, among those top things, and that's pretty much what this, scripture is going into, that, the Israelites, wherever we may be, we're pretty much eating defiled bread, and not, just actual bread, but, food in general. And I'm going to go to the book of Job, chapter 9. Verse 24, as a reminder, and it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not, where new is he? Yes, again, this isn't life, lab-grown meat that isn't life, it's death. He's taking cells from live animals and pretty much growing, those cells in a controlled environment instead of, the traditional way of, slaughtering a chicken or any animal for that matter. He's growing these meats in labs, these frankenfoods, as some call them, which they pretty much are, because most of the food that we eat is processed, This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7. And it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places." Yes, the main thing I want to focus on is famines, because that's part of the reason why they're making, these lab-grown meat, because because they want to pretty much control, you know, the food supply, which they do control the food supply, but you know, they pretty much want to, you know, control what they're feeding you by giving you this fake meat instead of giving you the real thing, you know. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, and verse 21, and it says, "For thus saith the Lord, how much more when I send for sore judgments, Slakia. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, how much more will I send, how much more when I send my four sore judgments upon Jerusalem, the sword, the famine, and the noisome beast, and the pestilence, to cut off from it man and beast." You know, those are four of the major judgments that the Lord is going to send upon the earth. And one of the major ones being famine. You know, the sword, ultimately his sword is Esau Edom. You know, he's going to use Esau Edom, the so-called white man, to punish the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, you know. And the famine, you know, there's going to be a famine of bread and water. You know, also, you know, Amos 8 and 11, you know, a famine of hearing the word of the Lord as well, you know. But, you know, there's these wild beasts that are going to be unleashed. You know, they're going to change their places, and the pestilence is, you know, these certain sicknesses, these certain diseases that are going to be released, you know, that a lot of people are going to die from, you know. So again, this is what Esau Edom is up to, you know, pushing forth more wickedness by approving, you know, lab-grown meat for people to consume, even though it isn't on sale yet, you know. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. I like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from, and I like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. Till the next time I see you, Shalom.